Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Secugen. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to run online biometric fingerprint employee attendance system in PHP MySQL in C#. So this project is in two parts: the web version, the Windows version, and then the web version is developed using PHP, which we have here. Okay, so quickly I'm just going to show you how this works, but let me just introduce what I'm going to show you. Okay, so the web version is developed using PHP, and the Windows version of the software is developed using C#, and then the database is MySQL. So what I have used in developing this software or project, the integrated development environment, that's the IDE, is Visual Studio Professional 2017, and then the language is C#, and then for the web version, which is in PHP, the IDE is Notepad. So for this, you are free to use any PHP editor of your choice to modify the source code. So quickly, I'm just going to show you the features of the web version. So let me quickly go back to what we have here. On the web version, we have the employee. Okay, so for the employee, you can register new employee. Then I'm going to click on the add new employee button just to show you how it works. So I have already entered all these sample job titles for employees. So the employee name, the job title, the email address, the mobile number, and of course the photo of the employee. Okay, so I'm going to close this quickly. So what I'm doing is just a snippet, okay, of it. So I'm going to start from the beginning and show you how to run this project in PHP, that's on your web browser, and also the Windows version of it in Visual Studio Professional 2017. So I'm going to see how this, click on the edit button to show you how it works. So for this, you can edit employee, so you're free to change all of these details, and then you click on the update button. So I'm going to close this, and then you are also able to edit or to change the employee photo in case you wrongly upload the employee photo. So you are free, or you'll be able to change it using this page. Okay, so I'm going to close this, and then for the attendance record, if you go back to a guide that we'll be using, so we have discussed the register employee menu. We have also discussed the edit or update employee record, and then I'm going to show you the delete employee record. So quickly, let me go back to the web version of the project. So for you to delete employee, you can click on the delete button. So once you click on this delete button to confirm, and then that particular employee record will be deleted. So I'm going to click on close. So let's go back once again to our guide, and then view attendance report. So for the view attendance report, you can click on the attendance list. So from the attendance list, all the attendance that have been recorded on this project, or for that particular project, will be displayed here for you. Okay, so but for you to view the date range attendance, that's view daily, weekly, monthly attendance report using date range. So for you to do that, I'm going to click on the attendance report on the menu, sidebar menu, and then we have the from and the to date, that's the date range. So it depends on what you want. If you want to view the attendance based on a particular day, so let's say I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to click on, let's say, 11th, okay, or 12th. Let me use today. So let's just check what we have there. So once you've selected the date range, and then you will need to click on the view report. So on the view report, it's going to select all the attendance report based on the selected date range. So as you can see on your address bar, okay, so from date we have this, and then to date we have this. So those particular records will be selected. So typically that's what we are going to be doing with the web version of this project. Okay, so let's go back again to our guide PowerPoint. So we have talked about the register employee, we've talked about the edit and the update employee, we've talked about the delete employee, the view attendance report, and then the view daily, weekly, monthly attendance report using the date range. So let's go to total number of registered employee, fingerprint captured, and attendance. So for we to see this record, we would need to click on the dashboard. So on the dashboard, that is where you're going to see a count of the total number of registered employee, the total number of enrolled employee, that's for the fingerprint, and then the total number of attendance taken. Okay, so typically that's what this web version of the software is all about. So let me take you to the let me quickly take you to the Windows version of this project. Okay, so for the Windows version, we are going to be looking at the fingerprint enrollment, the clock in and the clock out. So what we are going to be doing is that after we might have registered an employee in the web version of the project, okay, so after we might have registered employee on the website, and then we can now proceed to the Windows version of the software and capture fingerprint. Okay, so I'm going to be doing all of this so that you see how this project works. So after you might have registered an employee on the web version, and then you go to the Windows version, and then you click on the capture fingerprint, and then what you need to do is to search for that employee. Okay, so for this name, that's employee name, I have used auto suggestions to automatically suggest names based on the first letter of that employee name, so that things will be easy. Okay, so we have an auto suggestion. So once I click on it, the employee ID will be displayed just for you to confirm that this is the employee that wants to capture that fingerprint. So once you're okay with this record and they are correct, so you can just click on begin capture. Okay, so once you've done that, and then an employee wants to take attendance, so if he or she wants to clock in, okay, which is the time in, the clock out, which is the time out, so you need to click on this and then you take attendance. Okay, so you've seen how all of this works. So for this, we are going to be using a virtual server, which is the XAMPP. Okay, so for me, I have started this XAMPP. So quickly, let me log out from this. So now let's see how we can run this software all from the beginning. So for you to do that, you would need to install XAMPP on your PC. So if you don't have XAMPP, you can quickly do a search on Google and then install XAMPP from their Apache official website. So if you have started XAMPP, so what you need to do is to click on Start, where we have stop here. I have already started mine. So just click on Start for the Apache and then click on Start for the MySQL. So for me to go to the PHP MySQL homepage, I'm going to click on Admin. Under MySQL, I'm going to click on Admin. So I've clicked on Admin, and then we would need to wait for the PHP MyAdmin homepage to be loaded. Okay, so now that we have it displayed for us in our screen, what we will need to do is to create a new database. So I'm going to click on the new on the left sidebar of the screen. I'm going to click on new. All right, so we have the create database text box. Okay, sorry, that's the database name and the create button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate back to where I have my source file for the PHP version of the project. So I'm going to double click on the database folder. All right, so this is our database name. So I'm going to, for me to be sure of the database name, I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm going to go back to my PHP MyAdmin homepage, and then under the database name text box, I'm going to right click and then paste the database name. So I've pasted it, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the create button. So the database has been created successfully. The next thing we have on our screen is the create table. So for this, we already have our table queries or script right here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click on the import tab. So I have clicked on import, and then I'm going to choose file, and then I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to click on open. All right, so I'm going to scroll down using my vertical scroll bar, and then I'm going to click on go. All right, so as you can see, we have, please be patient. So while we wait for this query to be executed, let's go ahead and start, or let's see how we can run the Windows version of the project in Visual Studio Professional 2017. So we have the files. This is the solution file, and then we have the source file in this folder. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to go to open. You can double click on it if you want. So I have Visual Studio 2000 and Microsoft Visual Studio 2007. I'm going to click on it. So this is the Windows version of the project. So we are going to wait for it to load in Visual Studio loading project. So we just need to wait for it. And then I'm going to select the job title. And then for the email, I'm going to enter my email. So all of this data that we are entering is for demo purpose. So I'm going to enter a very random phone number just to, use it for demo. So this number is for demo purpose. It is not. Let's just use it. So, all right. So I'm going to click on choose file. I'm going to go to pictures, and I'm going to go to the avatar folder. I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to click on save. All right. Our employee record is what we have just entered. All right. So if you want to edit this employee, for instance, you can click on the edit button, and then you edit this record, and then you click on the up. And then if you want to delete this employee, you can go ahead and click on the delete button, check the employee that you want to delete if you're okay with it, and then you click on the delete button. Okay, so I'm going to close this. All right, so we haven't captured that employee that we have just registered. We don't have any attendance record. So now that we have captured the employee record. Now that we have captured the employee, or sorry, now that we have registered the employee, we are going to go ahead and capture the employee fingerprint. So for we to do that, we are going to go to the Windows version of this project. Okay, so I'm going to close this again, and then I'm going to start it all over for you to see how to start or how to build the project. So for me to do that, I'm going to click on the start button. So build has started. We just need to wait for it to finish loading. All right, so it has finished loading. So I'm going to click on the capture fingerprint. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the employee that we just registered. Use right now to capture the fingerprint. So I have confirmed that this is the employee that I want to capture the fingerprint. So I'm going to click on begin enrollment. So I'm going to click on this button, begin enrollment button. So we need 4 samples of this fingerprint. Now the fingerprint template are saved as binary data. Okay, so not as image, but they are saved as binary data, and the fingerprint verification is done within seconds, and there is no limit to the number of employees that you would need to register. There is no limit. So I'm going to capture my fingerprint. Remember, I'm using digital personal fingerprint reader, the version 4500 of the fingerprint reader is what I'm using. So I'm going to start capturing my fingerprint. So all this is for demo. Okay, so we capture the fingerprint. The employee has captured the fingerprint 4 times, and the fingerprint template is saved. So I'm going to click on the OK button, and then I'm going to say click close. Your fingerprint template is saved. So I'm going to click on the close button right here, and then finally I'm going to click on the save button. So this employee fingerprint has been captured and it has been saved successfully. So I'm going to close this right here. All right, so what I'm going to do next is to go back to the web version of this project, and then I'm going to check if the employee fingerprint has been saved. So when we go to the dashboard, I'm going to click on dashboard. Remember, it was 5 registered employee 5, number of enroll employee 5. So when we now register the new employee that we are using as a demo, we now have 6, and then we capture the employee fingerprint, and the fingerprint count has been increased to 6. And now we haven't taken attendance for the new employee. That's why we have the total number of attendance is still in 5. All right, so we are going to confirm before we take attendance for this new employee. We are going to click on the attendance list. Okay, so I have clicked on the attendance list, and then I'm going to, okay, now let's confirm. As you can see, this employee is not here. We don't have this employee. Okay, this employee is not on this list. So quickly, let's go back and see how this new employee can capture his or her, can take attendance. So now that we have captured our fingerprint for the newly employee that we just registered, so we are going to see how we can take attendance for the new employee. So for us to do that, I'm going to click on the time in button. So the new employee that we just registered is going to place his or her hand on the biometric reader. So the captured fingerprint or the captured finger must be used to take attendance. So the employee is going to place his or her hand on the fingerprint reader. Alright, so attendance has been recorded for this employee. That's for the time in. So I'm going to, what we have here is the employee photo and all of this record, just to confirm that this is the correct person or the correct employee or the right employee to take attendance. So I'm going to click on the close button. Let's go back to the web version of our project and check the attendance report to see if it was captured successfully. So I'm going to use the refresh button right here. I'm going to reload this page to check it out. All right, so as you can see, we have the number 7th employee. All right, so the time in, as you can see, is being recorded, and the employee haven't clock out. So that's why you see that the timeout is blank right here. So for demo purpose, without wasting much of our time, we are going to go ahead and see how this employee can actually clock out. So what we are going to do again, remember we said we have this project is in 2 parts. Okay, we have the web version and we have the Windows version. So the web version is used to register employee, edit, update employee, delete employee, view attendance report, view daily, weekly, and monthly attendance report using the date range, and also the total number of registered employee, fingerprint captured, and of course attendance. That's for the web version. So for the Windows version of the project, is used to capture the fingerprint or for fingerprint enrollment, and then to take attendance, which is the clock in and the clock out. So what we have done is we have clock out for the demo employee that we have registered, and then we are going to see how to clock out. Okay, so for me to do that, I'm going to go back to my Visual Studio once again, and then I have already built the project, and then this time I'm going to click on the sign out button. So what the employee need to do right now is to place his or her hand on the scanner, and then the fingerprint will be captured, and of course compare to the template that we have in the database. So once match is found, attendance will be recorded for this employee automatically. All right, so this employee has been able to clock out successfully. As you can see, you have successfully clocked out, and of course these details are here for you to confirm that the right employee is signing or clocking out. So I'm going to click on the close button, and then I'm going to take you again back to the web version of the software, and then I'm going to, as you can see, the timeout is blank, so I'm going to go to the reload button, and then I'm going to reload this page. Click on reload the page. All right, so as you can see, the timeout, we have clock in and then we have clock out, and then the status for this employee is present, so which means the employee actually came to work today. So let's see how we can use the attendance report. That's for the date range, attendance report. So as you can see, we have records or data that we have tested, and then we have about 7 of them. So for using the date range, I'm just going to check the attendance report for today, just to show you how the date range attendance report works. So I'm going to click on the date, that's 12th of May 2022, and then from and then to date, I'm going to use the same date. That's just for today's attendance. And then I'm going to click on the report button. So as you can see, we have just one report, just one attendance report. That's the demo attendance report that we have taken for today. So if we want to see other report, for instance, I'm going to go to from, then I'm going to select April, and then I'm going to select 11th, and then for the tool where we want it to stop, I'm going to click on 12th of May, and then I'm going to click on the view report. So we have now all the reports that falls under the chosen date range will be displayed here for you. So this is how the online let's go back again to our PowerPoint, our guide. So this is how the online biometric fingerprint employee attendance system works. So we have it in 2 versions, the web version and the Windows version. The web version is developed in PHP, the Windows version is developed in C#, and then the database is in MySQL. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe button, so that when I upload videos like this, you can be able to see them. You can click on the notification bell so that you can get updates once we upload videos like this. So thank you so much for watching.